Do I really need a business plan? Why do I have to go take that time to do that? When we talk about doing a business plan, there's a lot of great templates out there. And if you don't even know where to get started, go to the SCORE website, grab a business plan template and print it out. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about a business plan that helps you determine and work through the various activities and things that are going to help you take this great idea or this incredible opportunity and move it to the next level. A business plan, I'm not talking about taking a term paper and writing it so that you can get an A out of it. I had an English teacher once tell me, when I turned in my term paper, he kind of took it, put it in his hands and goes, "Yeah, this one feels like a B paper. Did you put enough time into it?" And so I took that back and I went and polished that turd and I made it an A and I brought it back to him and gave it to him. He goes, "Yeah, this one feels like an A paper." If that's what you think a business plan's about, you're thinking the wrong way. Why is the business plan so important for you to be able to flesh out those ideas and determine where the ideas are solid and where there needs to be more depth? Let me give you an example. As I was working on our first business, the Home Service Institute was a second business that we worked on. But I worked on the Trusted Toolbox, and what we really did a good job of in our business plan, when it doesn't cost you any money, was working on the avatars. Who is our target market? And when we worked on our avatars, we really started to identify that there were 4 key markets that we needed to go after. And by doing that, we were able to efficiently spend our money on marketing and the right vehicles to get to these people in the spots that they would be at when they were trying to make a decision around what they wanted to do in their home. We did a great job of developing that out. Where we probably missed a little bit as I was writing out my first business plan was what it was going to take to operate in an efficient way to deliver the quality service the way we wanted to. So I had a little bit of work to do on that. But here's what happened. When I put my business plan in front of somebody who had been working in this business for a long time and let them look at that, they were able to identify, hey, how are you going to be able to do that service? You're doing so many things. You really need to work it down and get to a niche, because if you want to excel in customer service experiences and excel in customer delivery, you need to niche it down so when you go to a customer's house, you can control a few more of those variables. As you work through the business plan and you take that business plan template, you'll see it starts from an executive summary and it goes all the way to the final conclusion. Well, those are the last 2 things you're going to write when you write this. And as you're working on this, the idea here is, do I really need a business plan? You do, because it's not because you're trying to get that A paper. It's because you want to go get pointed advice and get pointed in the right direction with the right people giving you great pointed feedback. If I said pointed too much, you're going to figure out what I mean is get detailed. And that's where the business plan helps you. The idea of the business plan is not to go out and get that A paper. The idea here is to go out and shop your idea with people who have been there, using their experiences to tell you where you might be missing some of the key points before you launch off and start doing it. Now, once you write that business plan, you get started, you got that great idea, and you start out on day 1, you put your shingle out and you start working. Do you think that business plan just sits there? Well, that'd be a big mistake. A great practice to follow that I did was every year I would go look at my business plan and I would update it. Was I following my business plan? You know, one of the funniest things that I did in the beginning was I wrote a business plan saying that all my guys will be incented around great customer experience, meaning they would go out there and they would do the job, they would handshake with the customer at the end, and they would get a signature and get the check at the end of each job. I knew that at the end of each job then, the customer was happy enough to give them a check. What I found out after a year was I wasn't incenting the guys to actually get the signature, get the check, and I realized I was giving them money based on their hourly pay, but I wasn't collecting the money and I had customers who weren't happy. I went back and reevaluated my business plan and determined that I needed to change a few more processes in my operational excellence program and how I was going to deliver on that service. Using your business plan throughout the course of your business will help keep you on track. It will help also validate some of the assumptions and some of the things that you thought were going to be really great that maybe weren't. And some of the things that you thought weren't going to work out too well, you're going to go, wow, that worked out a lot better than I thought. So a business plan is not only important before you start, it's also important to keep up with and do it on an annual basis. So do I really need a business plan? Heck yeah, you need a business plan in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. I'm Chris Lalamia with the Home Service Institute, and we hope that you'll write a business plan before you start. And if you did start already and didn't write one, it's a good time to go back through that exercise and build that out and get your feedback from people who've been out there doing it like we have.